The leaves of the tree are for healing.
Shalom. The Bible does not outright say that reincarnation is true. However, there's more evidence in the Bible for reincarnation being true than there is against it. In the Bible, one of the main verses that people will pull up to try to say that reincarnation is not true would be Hebrews 9:27, just as man is appointed to die once and after that to face judgment. So they say man only died once, and then that's it. But they also forget that there were people in the Bible who did not die. So Enoch walked with God, and Elijah was carried away in the chariot. So there's some people in the Bible who did not actually die once. So your question is, do they have to be sent back to earth to die the first time because they have to be dead before they can be judged? No, that doesn't seem likely. And we also have people in the Bible who have died multiple times. So Lazarus died once, he was resurrected, and then he probably died again, unless he's immortal walking around somewhere. Again, when Christ died, supposedly people were raised from the dead. And so are those people walking around as immortals right now? Probably not. They probably died again if it was a physical resurrection versus a spiritual understanding. So, again, according to the Bible, people have died more than once. And we know this is accurate because look at how many people have had near-death experiences. They've died and then doctors have brought them back to life. Obviously, it's not just appointed to die once. Man can die multiple times and still, live and go on and die again. So it's obviously not accurate. At least we are not understanding this verse in the correct way, if that's the way that you are interpreting it. Or it's just not accurate. Whoever wrote it may have been confused also and not understood things, but maybe it was spiritual understanding. I don't know. Either way, this is not proof that we do not reincarnate, especially since if you take this as proof that we don't reincarnate, there is no second witness to that. When the proof of the Hebrews actually believing in reincarnation is in multiple places in the Bible, Old Testament and New Testament alike. So some of those verses are Ecclesiastes 1:4, generations come and generations go, but the earth remains forever. Now, this is supposed to be speaking about a person, such as they've come and this is their generation, this is their age, and then they die and then they come again. You might think of it as generations like the grandfather and then the mother and the son, etc., as it goes down. But that's not generations come and generations go. Those generations are happening concurrently. They're happening at the same time. So they're not coming and then going and then coming again. So that you can't actually have that physically. You can't have a generation of people here and then them go and then another generation come, because somebody had to be there to birth the new generation. So this is talking about reincarnation more likely than our original thoughts. Job 1:21. This is Job standing up, tearing his robe and his shaved head. He fell to the ground and worshipped, saying, "Naked I come from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return. Yahweh gave, and Yahweh has taken away. Blessed be the name of Yahweh." So he's saying, naked I have come from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return. Are they dying? Is Job dying here and then going back to his mother's womb again, naked? No, he's talking about reincarnation. He said, naked I came from my mother's womb, and then he dies, and then he'll be naked and coming from another mother's womb in the future. And we have Luke 9, when Christ asks, "Who do you say I am? Who do the people say I am?" So this is Luke 9 and then 18. "And it came to pass, as he was alone praying, his disciples were with him, and he asked them, saying, Whom say the people that I am? They answered, saying, John the Baptist, but some say Elias or Elijah, and others say that one of the old prophets is risen again." So basically they were saying that we think you're one of the old prophets reincarnated. And John 9:2, this is when Jesus sees the blind man from birth, and his disciples asked him, "Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" Of course, in this particular case, he says it wasn't that this man sinned or his parents sinned, but the fact is this man was born blind, and they believed that he could have sinned before he was born to be born blind. So that again seems to prove that they believed in reincarnation, that you can sin first and then have physical consequences in your next life because of that sin. And he didn't tell them that they were crazy. He just said, no, this is not the reason for this in this case. So as I said, this is going to be a very short video, and we have multiple witnesses, like in Peter's confession of Christ. We have, that many of the people believe that he could have been one of the prophets risen again, and that's in multiple places in the Bible. We have multiple witnesses for this, that this is what the original followers actually believed, that people could sin before they were born, and that prophets could be reincarnated into other people. Thanks for listening. Shalom. Chris White once coined the phrase short-term New World Order freakout syndrome to explain what it's like to have your perception of the world shattered. Of course, it's not just about the shape of the world, whether it's flat, round, or something else entirely. This New World Order freakout often includes now saying no to GMOs, fluoride, vaccines, and pharmaceuticals. It's a complete overhaul to your lifestyle. And trying to explain that mainstream media is just propaganda to promote false flags, division, and more can really put a strain on your relationships. Have you gotten tired of being mocked by your own family for what you share? We've all been there. Are you treated like the black sheep because of the commandments you keep? I get it. We're all trying to figure things out together, but sometimes you just have to let your family and friends be. Plant the seed and wait and see. But while you wait for them to catch up, do you wish you had someone to talk with who gets it? That's what Truther Talk is for. Being able to discuss what's going on in your life and what you're interested in without feeling like you're going to be judged as a crazy conspiracy theorist who should be on drugs or committed. No subject is taboo, and I'd love to hear from you. Simply truthertalk.com. Simply make an appointment and let's talk, Truther. Believe